So, welcome everybody to another episode of the Eden Hour podcast. Today's guest is pretty special. Depending on when this episode comes out, I'm sure by the time it does, folks are going to know that Magic Eden is integrating with Ethereum. So, we've got a legend from the Ethereum space. Please join me in welcoming Ape3Father. Hey, how's it going, brother?
Good. How are you? How are you?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Happy Sunday. I appreciate you taking the time out of your weekend to kind of come chat with us. I know that's not always ideal, so I appreciate it.
No, I prefer. You know what? To be honest with you, Sunday's usually my day. I like to.
You were saying that. Me too, actually. Right? It's like it's.
I don't know.
My
what
thing
it
is, yeah. So I get in my head about like stuff I have to do during the week anyway, right? Like on Sunday. So it's like it's basically a weekday for me. So I'd rather just start knocking shit out. It's good.
Yeah, I feel like Friday and Saturday I'm usually winding up to, I don't know, go out, do something, hang with my friends. It's usually when I'm trying to like plan stuff. So Sunday for me is my like D-plan. Like I don't really want plans, but it's a good day that I know I never have plans. So if I have something like this come up, it's like, well, I know I can put it on Sunday because I make sure to never push it on Sunday, you know?
Yeah. No, it's perfect. So it worked out for me. So again, man, thank you so much. So this is unique, man. Like I don't really even know where to start. I mean, I want to start with your background for sure. Talk about what you were doing before you got into the space, but then like we're gonna get into some ETH stuff, which is fun. I'm rocking my Macy hat. I papered my Macy a long time ago, but not before they did the merch drop. So I was able to get in on the merch drop. So I'm rocking my hat in solidarity with my Macy brothers.
Honestly, it's one of my favorite hats that
it's good.
Which now I've ruined it already. I wear it to like, work around the house. I was painting one day and got paint on it, but now I like to think it looks better, a little beaten up, but
lived in.
It's pretty comfortable. And my biggest thing is like, I'm a pretty loud supporter. Like when the merch sucks, like I'm going to let you know the merch sucks. And that hat and that drop in general was pretty decent.
Well, solid. Yeah. I think I got a hoodie as well. It's on ice somewhere. It's still in the packaging. I was trying to get the fucking skate deck. And like
so impossible,
dude. I could have got it, bro. Like, so the first time I hit it, I was like ready to check out, and then I was like, do I want to buy this? And I like hesitated a moment and like removed it from the cart. And I was like, no, fuck this. This is like pretty monumental. Let me buy this. Tried to put it back in my cart. It was fucking sold out. I got wrecked.
I think it was like 90 seconds was the day that happened, and I don't know what kind of internet y'all guys got, but I always get outbeat on stuff like that, man. I can't even get the page to load before half the stuff sells out. And so I usually take the L on that. And I'm not a huge like merch, just like collector of items and things like that. And it was definitely one of those things where I was like, I'm not going to get it. I mean, I skateboard and everything too. So I was like,
oh shit,
But
that's definitely one of those
things.
Not
Tony Hawk, but nonetheless, I still skateboard. So I have a decent interest in it, but just based on like the first drop with how the red and black hats went, which I think there was only like 200 or 300 in supply. So they were super limited, but I mean, I got beat pretty bad on that too.
Yeah. That was Apes only, right? I don't think Mutants had a chance to participate in that one, or was that Mutants?
Yeah. That was Apes only. Mutants hadn't come out at that point. So that was, I think that was first merch drop.
Yes. Okay. So you were early. Okay. Well, let's get into it. So tell me, what were you doing like before you got into the space, before you got into crypto? What was your life like? And then obviously you aped in pretty hard.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, before NFT, so let's say like 2020, that was when I graduated undergrad. So I've been a full-time student. That's really what I've done with my life, my whole life. I'm still in school. So I feel like my whole existence has been going to school.
Yeah. And I think I was looking at your bio. You're doing, is it physiotherapy or?
Yeah. I'm in a doctorate program right now to be a PT.
So fucking sick.
That's currently what I spend most of my time doing. I'm on a break right now. So when I get breaks, obviously my hobbies kind of involve just crypto, sports, and I'm genuinely just like the typical bro. So anything you can think of along that lines, it's usually what I'm doing. But prior to kind of coming into NFTs, I was really into fitness, which is what my degree is. My degree is exercise physiology and kinesiology. So working with athletes, things like that. That was really like my interest in undergrad and kind of where I spent most of my time before picking up kind of the hobby in crypto. And then, what is now Web3 that people like to call it.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. So I know like I talk to a lot of people, especially people who kind of rise to prominence in the space. They're generally dabbling in the 2017, 2018 era, the shitcoin booms and all that. Sounds like you skipped all that. You weren't really doing much with crypto back then?
No. So I started in 2017, really kind of jumped
did.
in. It's just like that typical like hustler mindset. You get to college and, some people have money, and if you ain't got money, you're like, what can I do to get money? And you start trying all these little side hobbies, left and right. And for me, that was kind of how I got into crypto. It was, basically seeing what people call like the shit coin, these random tokens that
The
you
boom,
get $2 million overnight, and you're like, I got $50. Let me see what I can do. Right?
Yeah.
I think I opened a Binance account. It doesn't really take much to convince me of anything. So I'm sure I read one Reddit thread and was like, oh, Binance is the best. So I opened a Binance account, toss stuff around. I remember opening an account that day, tossing $50 in, and I think I had 40 of it in IOTA. If you know what IOTA is.
I remember dabbling with it.
Internet of Things token or something like that.
And I didn't read
like
shit.
Central banks in Sweden, or they were going to convince it was going to be the token of all central banks back then. And like I said, dude, one.
Ooh. Oh. Fuck. Okay. That's a first. He got DQ'd. DQ'd, DC'd. Yeah. I was just.
I don't know what happened there. I didn't disconnect from my internet. It just is like, hey, sorry, it's on our end. And then it just kicked me.
No, it's good. I was like kind of talking to myself. I was like, fuck, I'd really rather not edit anything out. Like, I really like to keep this organic and true. So it's good. It wasn't that long. We can just keep it running. You're telling me about IOTA?
IOTA and how I bought, I think 40 shares. It was like $1 at the time, something like that. And it really didn't take much of an article back then to convince me that I was going to be a millionaire off anything. I mean,
Same.
like that's the definition of 2017, right? Like people who didn't have any money, me, like broke college student,
same,
tossing $40 into an account, throwing it on something. I literally called my uncle he works in finance. He's been a bank guy his whole life. I'm like, listen, bro, are you in crypto? Like, this is going to change the game. I know you got like probably $1,000 to invest, like yada, yada, yada.
Just
put the money in this. It's going to change the world, dude. If we get in big, then we make 1,000, then we turn 1,000 into 10,000 and 10,000 into 1,000,000, So that's like I got so worked up, dude. I remember calling him in the parking lot of the university, like, I'm going to be a millionaire. And
yeah.
One of those people, like, I'm a hobby hopper. I jump from hobby to hobby thinking it's going to make me famous or become the next big thing. And,
totally,
it's really cool because within a 6-month time span, which is usually how long my hobbies last, you get really good at something. So I got really good at crypto and I understood it. I'm the type of person, like, when I wanted to know something, I like dedicated to learning everything I could about crypto in 2017. And
then do you fall off completely? Because that's what I do as well.
Fell off completely.
Yeah, I do the same shit, bro.
You're talking about the time when like the market literally went like, I turned $50 into like $2. That's how bad it went. And I'm like, and for someone who like, to most people are like, dude, you only invested $50. Like, chill out. People lost thousands.
Yeah.
But at the same time, to me, I'm like, what if I would have invested thousands? Like, I can't even buy like a Happy Meal right now. Investment. This is embarrassing. So I was like, whatever. It ain't for me. I backed out. I would say 2018 to 19. I legit didn't look at the account. I probably lost the password. I actually think I lost like all the information, the login, all that to it. And
same. Yeah.
I basically saw that crypto was like, whatever, just another risky investment. So obviously started focusing more on my school, made connections in that way, but I never really left the realm of like digital creation. I thought about doing like YouTube channels for fitness or podcasts and blogs. So I was still very much in touch with the technology and digital side of everything. Just the cryptocurrency realm just left a bad taste in my mouth in 2017. Right. So I leave that, I graduate, focus on school. Obviously graduated during the pandemic with 2020. So I didn't get to walk. I didn't get to do anything.
Oh, that's bro. I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Super shitty.
No, not again. Fuck. No. Okay. I will cut some of this. I'll wait for him to come back. No. Oh man. The doctor candidate has bad internet. Fuck me. I didn't see that coming. Well, guys, this is fuck. Does the camera? Yeah, the camera goes kind of wide on my room. Welcome to my home office. Got a record player there and some records. They're Maria's. You guys know who that is? Where the fuck are my fingers? There it is. Maria. Pretty good. We're having a good convo too. Fuck, man. Fuck. And you'll be good. There we go. Okay, I see. I see. We changed settings a little bit. Hopefully.
I had to. I don't know.
Yeah.
So here I am in my like dungeon of a basement.
No, you're good, dude.
But
It's totally fine. I think I will cut some of this just to not bore
no,
folks.
you're good. Yeah, I felt bad. I mean, literally, this is like the best example of me being a bro is taking a jump rope off of my chair.
Hey, bro. Yeah, I saw some of your tweets and it was like, "Oh, you guys go to the gym today?" I was like, "Fuck, dude. No, I haven't gone to the gym in a long fucking time." So I think I'm gonna go exercise after this. So I appreciate you.
I'm going after this too. So
nice. Yeah, the message is good. You know, fuck, it's real.
I tried going, but I mean, like you said, one person says like, "Hey, I'm going now because you said that. You made me feel bad," and I'm like, "Well,
it works. Really. It fucking works, dude. Yeah, it fucking works, man. All right, listen. So let me fix this conversation. Where were we? You're telling me about crypto didn't go so well for you.
2020, yeah.
20, yeah.
Didn't get to walk. Didn't get to graduate.
Yeah, right. That's right. COVID, unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunate, yeah. So really sucky situation. But obviously, like you guys now in grad school, got into my program. That's been like it's been like my life goal. Obviously, outside.
Yeah.
I mean,
everyone fucking sick, dude. Hitting it big. No small accomplishment, by the way. I mean, fucking congratulations to you, bro. Like that's fucking sick. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I do. Really, all the time. I mean, I'm not right now. I'm in a break with the summer, but come fall time, I'll be probably much less active. I'll be back in school. Usually in my part time. You know, I'm tweeting even when I'm at school. I couldn't be, but, you know, I'm tweeting.
I love it.
Twitter, I'm on Discord, trying to still chat with people. Just because, you know, it's kind of like a nice mind release from something that can be, it's very thick material, like it's very heavy all the time. There's, you know, it's not really a release at all sometimes.
Yeah, no. No, that's good. That's the perfect segue, right? So you didn't do so well in the 2017, 2018 area. You get into 2020. When did you get into NFTs in particular then? Because like,
right.
I had a hesitancy as well early on because I, just like you, didn't do so great 2017, 2018, kind of rode off crypto a bit. And then like, you know, jumping in NFTs, it's like, fuck, you need to have crypto to buy this shit. Like, why can't I use a fucking credit card, right? So that was me. I was like, fuck me. My first NFT was a Bored Ape, by the way, but it was fake. It was like $400. I was like, hey, I got a Bored Ape, boys. Like I joined the club, you know, that thing Steph Curry got. And all my friends are like, dude, like the minimum is like 20 G's. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, oh shit, this is fake. Anyway, besides the point. So you know, when did you kind of say, okay, crypto's okay in this NFT space in particular?
So really what got me into it was 2020. I was trying to get back into stocks, right? Like I said, a hobby jumper, the retail boom kind of started in 2020 with the excess flow of cash kind of in the market, with everyone getting stimulus checks and things like that. Sure. We saw like the rise of the internet, right? Like the institution wasn't really in place as much as anymore as we thought it was. So we saw retail traders and GME and AMC. So I became I became one of the AMC guys. I didn't get to jump into GME, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna jump into AMC. $, whatever. You know, it got up whatever crazy number it was, $30 or something crazy. I don't know what I got up to, but made a couple $100 and was ecstatic. I was like, this is it. And I was waking up every day kind of in my year off in between undergrad and grad school.
No, no. Wait, okay. You're still in the stream. Fuck. Okay. How about this? For the cut's sake, if you don't mind, let's run it back to you know, kind of starting in 2020.
Okay, starting in 2020. So 2020 comes around. That's kind of my post-undergrad, in between grad school era. That's the COVID era. So we're in quarantine. I'm out from school. I mean, obviously, we were all forced to stay home and do nothing, right? So this is period for a whole year where I was just trying to pick up a digital hustle because I had to, right? I couldn't go outside. I couldn't train people. I couldn't, you know, I wasn't going to become famous on Instagram in 1 year trying to post pictures for my home gym or things like this, right? So I was limited, and I saw people trading. Obviously, retail trading became really popular in 2020, more than it ever has been. So I got into AMC, made my money on that, made a couple $100. Kind of took it out after AMC and GME finally like dumped. You were like, it was that short euphoric moment where you're like, we can do it. We can beat the man. No, we can't.
Yeah.
You quickly learned that hedge funds can kind of control anything if they want.
Yep. They stopped trading on the one exchange I won't mention.
Robinhood didn't let me sell my AMC when it went up high. They literally controlled when I could sell. I literally made it. I made a video same day Dave Portnoy made a video about like, he literally was throwing a fit at Robin.
Yes. Dude, yeah. That's when I was like really fucking bullish on Portnoy too. I was like, yo, this guy's a fucking appreciate you saying something.
Yeah. I agree. I'm like same sentiment with you about it. When I come to it, I was like, you know what, Portnoy ain't lying anymore. So I took my like Robinhood, like it's like the debit card that you can use to like trade out your stocks like right away or whatever. I never used it, but I had it, and I made a video, and it was like Bad Boys for Life by people.
Let's go.
My card. I'm like, I'm done with them. So I sold all my any kind of stocks and crypto I had on there. Took my AMC money. I took it out. I'm like, okay, I got a couple $100 now. I got a decent amount. I could put it into something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there comes CNBC again. Every morning I'm trying to watch it, right? Waking up with my coffee, 9 a.m. markets open. I'm like, I'm going to be a day trader, right? I'm going to do this whole thing. I'm going to make money.
Yeah.
The whole spiel on NFTs. I'm like, what the? What is this? What is a non-fungus token, dude? Like, what is this? Like,
I got caught up on the word too, man. For a lot, because I had heard about NFTs. My buddy was talking about NBA Top Shot, right? So this was pre-Apes.
That's what really like was the thing I kind of associated with. If someone said NFT, I was like, I think that's what Top Shot is. I think it's like trading cards, right?
Yeah. But I was hung up on the word. I was like, I don't understand what fungible is. Like, what the fuck is this? So I didn't look at it for a long time. If I did, I think I wouldn't be working for Magic Eden, which I love you guys, but I'd probably be retired with a bunch of apes somewhere.
I wouldn't be where I'm at too if I didn't literally look up the definition. After I saw it, I was like, okay. All right, so this is what it is. And the funny thing is, when I went to look it up, when I looked what an NFT was and realized it really had to do with Ethereum, my early like 2017, like everything started to come back.
Yeah.
I was like, suddenly everything I didn't understand at all in 2017 when people are talking about smart contracts and what an ERC20 is and what all this different things are and
DeFi.
how you can build apps on top of Ethereum. I'm like, I thought it was a currency. How are we building apps on? So like all these things start to click, and I'm like, oh, it's literally like a new form of the internet. And there's a currency associated with it. And you can, blah, 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 blah. And it's decentralized. And then suddenly I start to freak out. I'm like, okay, this is where it's at,
Yeah.
So I started a MetaMask, obviously. Super bad about it. I lost one seed phrase, lost, however many, $50 or whatever, just being and started out, tried to like, because you could just list stuff for free on OpenSea. I'm like, I'm just going to draw some stuff and list it, see if I $10, $20 sales on some random pixel art. Did that, made a couple, I don't know, a couple $100 again.
Okay.
I was like, oh, this is it. This is the way.
Yeah.
That died off. You have like 2 or 3 people or however many people buy your stuff. And then, things are hot in NFTs for 5 seconds. And well, I don't think creating's for me. My anonymous little $50 hot wallet is not Picasso. So I took my, $700 or $800 at the time. I'm like, I got money though. I think it's time to stop thinking I'm going to be the NFT Picasso and maybe go into like using this as an investment and see if I can flip stuff. Because the idea of buying NFTs for me, I almost had like kind of like a toxic mindset about it at first. Cause I didn't know if I believed in it too much. I was like, hey, what if I can just, I understand where almost like some of these scammers have the mindset now of being like, I don't believe in buying it, but maybe I could sell stuff to people, right? Of course, I failed right away at that. So I was like, maybe this is a proper investment angle. Maybe I need to think about buying stuff. So funny story, you said your first one was fake. My first one was fake. Shit. Ape to start.
Yeah. Did you really? Fuck. I wonder if it's the same fucking scammer, bro. That's funny.
So mine wasn't like a fake looking one. I literally see the apes like coming across my screen. The day they're minting, they minted like 300. I'm really talking to it was my fiance at the time, now my wife, in bed. And I'm like, should I buy these things? Look at it. I'm like, there's only 300 minted, but everyone's talking about them. And I think I saw a verified person buy one, blah, blah, like all this stuff. I'm sitting in bed. I'm contemplating it. I didn't buy one. And the next day, Pranksy mints, and they mint out. And the whole day, I went from seeing that I had, I don't know, 0.24 or something in my wallet. The market was kind of down. I had a low amount of ETH. I put some more money in. I was debit carding, trying to Apple Pay, load more money on my MetaMask.
Yeah.
At the time, which it let me do that. It doesn't let me do that anymore because my bank sucks and they block me every 5 minutes.
Same. Yep, I remember the
It
good
was
old
enough
days.
times at the start for me to get some cash in there and like ready to roll. And then literally, I think it's 2 or 3 a.m. the next night. I was house sitting someone's house, and I was just scrolling OpenSea. I'm like sitting here, like watching everyone on Twitter switch their AV to an ape.
Yeah.
Switch their AV to an ape. Obviously, like I'm still like, you know, I just have a generic Twitter account at the time. You know, no certain NFT really rocking it. I think the first NFT I actually bought, and this was on a wallet. I think I've lost this. Like I said, I lost the seed phrase to like all my first hot wallets that I had. But
Yeah.
I think it was Cart Lads. If you remember Cart Lads.
No, I don't actually.
So you know Pixel Han? Do you remember the Chubbies drama?
Yeah, yeah.
The art.
Uh-huh.
So Pixel Han was the original creator of Chubbies.
I see.
And Pixel Han's like first actual project, because Chubbies stole the art from him.
Yeah.
First project was Cart Lads. They were like the little Sega video game cartridges that were animated.
Oh, I fucking do remember those, bro. Yeah.
A couple of those. So that's why I spent like my first amount of money on. I think I made some money back. I think I got out with a little bit of profit, like right on top, because I went into the mint like heavy and bought like 6 or 7 of these.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Because they were like 0.01 or 0.02 at cheap, and I had a decent little. I mean, for a starter, you know, 0.2 or whatever, that's a decent stack if you can get some NFTs, right?
Yeah, my goal was to get 0.3 to buy a what were those like ninja looking things? Do you know they were like green dudes, and some of them had masks and they had weapons and shit. Anyway, it was like a big ETH thing at the time. It was like $1,000. I was like, dude, fuck, I don't have this money. Like, you know, 0.3 was a lot of money.
That was me when I was spending like $200 to buy you know. I ended up buying some again. Like I think it was like tiers. It was like 0.02. Then he would drop some at 0.06. Then he would drop some at 0.08. And I wouldn't even bought some at like 0.08 when they came. And I ended up like wiping all my ETH. And basically all I had was these Cart Lads. And I ended up selling out of them. I lost some. I made some. I think I got up to like almost 1 ETH. I think I almost got to 1 ETH.
Let's go. And that was when ETH was a lot back then, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I was in a decent bag right there. So I was pretty hype about that. And then what did I buy next? I think I minted 3 Punks comics. I think that was one of my next.
Oh, cool.
No, because Punks comics is After Apes. That's After Apes. Okay, so I think my next thing was trying to flip some random stuff that I can't even remember. I get to like in between an E and a half. And this is obviously the night the night I'm telling you about, where I'm scouring OpenSea with like an E or an E and a half in my account. And I'm like, 0.02 is one thing, but you are not going to pay $800 for these monkeys. Like, you're just feeling FOMO, whatever.
Yeah.
Scrolling. And I joined their Discord, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to buy another one that's cheaper, like one of these off-brand ones. So I go buy a Picasso Bored Ape, dude. Literally,
no.
Throwing on it. Like, so garbage. It's 0.01.
Yeah.
Are you serious? I can't remember what it was too. It was one of the ones wearing a flannel shirt that he was wearing. It was a cheetah ape flannel shirt, gold teeth or rainbow grin teeth with the bunny ears.
Oh shit. Wow. Okay. Good taste.
Fire, and it's a real ape.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The Picasso filter on it. I bought it for 0.01. And literally like 2 minutes after I bought it, I was like, bro, that's so lame. I just bought like some off-brand Yeezys off.
Yeah.
I'm trying to feel part. I felt so lame for doing it too, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah, you're learning, man.
I was like, you know, the off chance someone bought it in 2 minutes. Someone bought it off me for 0.15, and I said, hey, I learned my lesson.
Yep.
You know, here we go. Like, this is the Wild West. Yeah,
totally. Especially back then.
0.15, and now in my head, and that's the same night. I mean, I did this all in a matter of 20 minutes. Bought a fake, sold it 20 minutes later, and now it's 3 a.m. Now I'm awake. I'm like, I can't stop.
Yeah.
So I'm scrolling through. I'm like, if I can get one close to 0.15, it's basically paid for at this point.
Yeah.
So I found the ape I used today. You know, we call him the Ape-Father. He's like the mob boss, right?
Wow.
So I was sitting in the Discord saying, hey, I'm thinking about buying one. And I remember feeling like so ridiculed by some of the early investors who were wealthy for buying like these super rare apes for like 2 or 3 E, and like kind of like making you feel crappy for like not being able to afford the gold apes only, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah.
Or, you know, and that happens with anything, right? Like in high school too, you know, the kids that have the money, like they just want to act like that. So I was like,
I think the holders had matured a bit by the time I got my mutant. It was very welcoming and loving. I enjoyed it.
it was a little weird and then I'm
Yeah.
talking about the first 48 hours.
Right.
Everyone made huge flips, and a lot of people exited, never came back.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to the point where I'm like, well, I can't afford a gold ape, but obviously I want one. These people are making me feel bad. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go find the coolest ape I can find on the floor for the cheapest price. I'm going to build this cool brand around it. And I'm going to make everyone wish they wouldn't have wasted a bunch of money on some exhaustingly rare ape, when at the same point, all of these are just one equal membership. I've always kind of been a proponent against rarity in the NFT membership space. I think it's arbitrary, right? Like it's kind of made up to a degree. Like I get it. So that was my whole proponent, is I was fighting rarity from day one, saying it was made up, saying it was stupid.
That's incredible foresight, though, that you were like,
Dylan was buying the floor, creating a brand and showing people, how did that $1 million NFT work for you? Did you get engagement? Did you get a brand out of it? Yada, yada. So, and obviously it's all fun smack talk, but that's kind of what led me to that.
No, it's cool that you had the foresight to say like, hey, I'm going to build a brand off of this. And it happened to be Bored Apes, something that now is very much a brand that you can kind of base an online identity off of. It's well respected as well, right? That's cool, man, because I didn't think of fucking any of that shit. I wanted to ask you, when did you get into CT? Because I wasn't in crypto Twitter. And so I was trading just random fucking shit on OpenSea. Like there was like the explore page or whatever, you know what I mean? And like anything with a check mark, I'd kind of look into, but like crypto Twitter is where they were really talking about collections and 10K collections and communities and stuff, which I think is how I started to make real money, right? Like
absolutely
projects that actually mean shit.
Yeah.
So I missed that for a long time. I had to get into crypto Twitter late.
To be honest with you, I think as soon as Bored Ape started is when I started what is now like my verified account. I mean, the username was something different to start. I mean, I changed my username probably 2 or 3 times before I started. I had like, it was just some whatever, like it was a generated like Twitter name at first. And I think I used my cart lab as my AV for a hot minute. And then I minted my ape. And as soon as I minted my ape, I mean, I literally was like, save, click, put on Twitter. And I was literally like, yo, bought a Bored Ape, yada, yada. So I changed my name to, it was at Ape6056 at first.
Sure. Yeah.
After a while, I started to hate the idea of like limiting myself to this exact ape identity. So then it was like the Ape3Father, right? It's more like crypto general. So I backed out, used that, whatever. But the same day I bought the ape, I told everyone, I was like, well, I'm Italian American heritage. So I thought he looked like a mob boss. I love mob movies, so it kind of fits my vibe. That's kind of what I'm rocking with now. I'm going to create the Ape Mafia. Day one, everyone's like, yo, you're the Ape Mafia, like let me in. So BAYC created the first sub community ever, which was my created like Ape Mafia. It was the first to go in like under general was like the Ape Mafia, like and like everyone would join in, and you could do a like React role to tell everyone you were in the Ape Mafia. We were doing like one-on-one interview people. They would have to send me a story about why their ape was in the mafia, all this stuff. It was all role playing, like good humor stuff.
Yeah.
But then people began to know me as like the Don, the boss, the villain, like no one had met, right? So on Twitter, I think that's what really sparked my interest in. Honestly, they're the people that's like started any popularity I have now. If it weren't for that and like all the people in the BAYC community, I would have no followers or no influence. They would post pictures of being like, yo, this is my ape in the Ape Mafia, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I became really ultimately addicted to Twitter and, using it all the time and connecting with people and just kind of hanging out was probably within 72 hours of the mint.
That's incredible, bro. And I love it. So, and the ape you bought is the one you're still rocking, right? You didn't sell nothing.
Everything I traded it for is a punk. Obviously, literally, I was in the punks Discord in 2020. Before I put a single dollar into NFTs, I was hanging out in the punks Discord kind of anonymously, kind of rocking, learning. And, some of them come off a little elitist sometimes. And I learned that. But at the same time, I was like, we're like rightfully so. Some of these guys are like millionaires, like very, very wealthy, smart investors. If they're rocking this, it's something I'd always dreamed of doing. So after I got my punk, I was like, hey, this is kind of like an honorable, like, thank you. I've always wanted to do this. But at the end of the day, I always come back to my ape.
Let's go.
I'll probably never switch outside of my ape and maybe the punk.
Dude, that's fucking incredible, bro. I love like hearing stories where like you're super early and like you had the conviction and you just fucking stuck with it, bro. Cause like, dude, this space is so shifty. Like there's a new fucking thing all the time. You know what I mean? Like the pressure to like get into this new shit and make it your identity is strong. I've rocked my hothead, shout outs to the hotheads for a long time now, and it's kind of my thing. But you know, I'm always like, oh fuck, there's this new art, or oh, there's this really loud community. Like, should I fucking change my profile picture? Haven't done it yet, thankfully. But no, yeah, I respect that, man. I think it takes a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, anyway, it's the foresight of the brand building, and you've done that, and
kind of like a certain level crazy too. I mean, we can call it conviction and confidence too, but I genuinely believe you got to be a little bit like almost manic or euphoric, kind of like these hopes or ambitions or something. So the fact that it just worked out, I mean, I'm blessed. You know, I'm not a genius, I'm not smart. I just got lucky.
Doctor candidate, though, you smart enough, doc. No,
but when it comes to this stuff, right? Like, sure, I can be smart at that things, but when it comes to like market and financial investing, I'm not an economist. I'm not. Anything like that. But now it's become literally ingrained as like people know me by that ape picture. You know, I hope one day people know me by my face and name too, that I can create something recognizable. But at the same time, I mean, like this is like literally like it's like, you know, it's all over my house everywhere. I got people like they send me pictures. Of, like,
wow, that's so cool, stuff. Man.
So I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I embrace it now. So
no, it's awesome, man. And again, you know, I think like influencers come and go, right? People who are prominent in the space come and go. And I think if you have staying power, it says something about the content you're putting out and your personality. And so like, you know, definitely the following, I think, is well deserved. Obviously, you're one of the bigger voices in the space, especially on the Ethereum side when it comes to Basie, especially. And so, you know, it's good, man. Again, in talking to you, I can tell why people like you. You're just a likable guy, good energy. Like it's been a fun conversation so far, and we're getting into some of the juicier stuff now. You know, this is just the background. So
sure,
yeah. So I remember we had a quick chat before this as well. And we were talking about health and wellness, which is something you're passionate about. And you want to bring an emphasis to that in the space. And you were telling me about how you want to do that. Can you expand on that a little bit for me?
Yeah. So one of the biggest things that, like I said, I've always been a hobby jumper. I've always wanted to go from one thing to the next. But if my hobby fails, the thing I've always fallen back on is really health and wellness, my passion, my degree. It's what I like to call the hobby I've never hopped from, because you know, I really picked it up and I stuck with it. It was something that kind of helped me when I was injured in high school, young, had some injuries, and it was something that was really in those like developmental influential years, and it's something I've stuck with. One of the biggest problems in that space that I really have hated is the idea that there's educators, you know, people who are personal trainers, doctors, physical therapists, whatever it is. And then there's consumers, and there's a huge knowledge gap between the two. And in fitness, health and wellness, there's no like governing body to really like stand over top and be like, this is the truth, this isn't. Yes. There's a lot of disparity of kind of the providers taking advantage of the consumers a little bit, like saying, you know, these clickbait headlines of my exercise is better, you know. I even see it, you know, in PT school a lot, where I see an exercise that is tried and true, that's worked, that has research, but then there will be someone on Instagram who wants to do it with a yoga ball and 15 bands and chains, and, you know, because they're doing it for the clickbait headline. Right. Is it better? No, right? And that just speaks to the overall health and wellness space, where there isn't a great, easy place for someone to go find truthful, research-backed, honest information with no ulterior motives.
Absolutely.
And help everyone, right? It doesn't have to always be wear these shoes because they help my feet. By the way, I'm sponsored by them. It doesn't have to be supplement because this, and this because I'm sponsored by them, right?
Correct. Yes.
There are people who are honest, but it's an area where there's not a lot of honest people. There's a lot of opportunists. And with Web3, I think what we're seeing, and this isn't just Web3, that's just with the idea of everyone suddenly happening to become a digital consumer because of what happened with COVID, what became at-home work. People who didn't expect to become at-home workers, you know, we're becoming lazier and worse posture as we develop time because of these technological tools.
Yeah.
And I think there needs to be a bigger focus on content, information, and research related to a digital lifestyle. And that's something that I'm really going to focus on going forward in Web3, and kind of using my platform as to how we can help better people that, you know, consume anything digitally, whether it's TV, whether it's using your Peloton, you know, anything that is literally a digital item. How can we give you information to help better your life?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's such a, like you said, it's a new thing. I think the focus is certainly new. I mean, obviously we've been consuming digital content for a long time now, but the I think the rate at which we're doing so, the amount of content that we're consuming and not being outside has skyrocketed, especially since 2020,
Absolutely.
since COVID. So it's cool that you're bringing this to the forefront of people's minds. How do you feel about the mental aspect as well? Because that's something I see a lot of people struggling with, especially in our space, right? It's, like it gets very toxic and
Yeah.
there's a lot of drama. And so like outside of the physical, obviously you mentioned posture and weight gain and all that came with 2020.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro. Fuck, dude.
No,
I was handsome at one point, dude. I swear to God. Pre 2020, dude. Fuck, man. You know what I'm saying?
I gained probably, well, for me, what was happening was when 2020 hit, I was Olympic lifting like full time, like pretty heavy, trying to all this stuff. So I was probably like 190 pounds, but crypto hit. And then suddenly I can't lift heavy barbells anymore because I can't get to a gym. So I'm doing like more at home kettlebell workouts, stuff like that. But nonetheless, I lost like 15 pounds of size. I just get to what I was doing. So I had to like change my whole mindset. I mean, I went through like a short struggle there being like, oh my God, I'm tiny. I'm not in shape anymore. I'm such
no, it fucks with you, man. Yeah. And
you go through everything and you have these battles. And I have, like body dysmorphia since I was basically, if you start going to the gym, you develop it. It's almost impossible with modern social media. I don't think it says anything bad about the people that develop it or the people not willing to say it. I think everyone almost has a bit of it just because of social media. You really can't avoid it. So that's kind of where we're at with that. And then now this Web3 space. I mean, there's a huge mental aspect of that. Kind of speak it on. I'll be posting a big mirror post here soon about kind of like a memoir telling my whole experience in Web3 and like what I've went through personally and kind of opening up and telling people. But just some like insight that is like kind of, I feel like I've morphed a little bit my personality from start to finish, right? I started kind of it from a toxic angle of being like, how can I get money? How can I make money? How can I leave? How can I do this? To enjoying my time with people, being like, how can I give back, right? And then when I tried to give back, I tried to be someone I wasn't. I tried to be a blockchain expert, a super crypto analytic trader, a digital creator, a content, this person, and being like, can I do it? Yeah. Is it my forte? No. And I tried to fall into positions I wasn't a pro at and leave the things that I was really good at because I felt like it was what the opportunity was in the moment. And now I've kind of come full circle to now here I am. I'm like, how can I bring what I love, health and wellness, fitness, all this stuff, something I have professional skills in, and bring it to Web3? How can I use it as a tool rather than seeing what Web3 is now and trying to become that, right? So like I feel like it works, and some people can't get out of that. I don't think some people that personality, like deep struggle or accept that, hey, I'm not going to build an NFT market, or I'm not going to build coin, right? Like, so
no, I love that you mentioned, because I did the same thing. I think a lot of people do the same thing. Where you really try to fit into the space more than like kind of bring value to space based on yourself, right? So like I did the same thing. I was like tweeting like I was a crypto expert and I was giving out fucking advice, and then I was tweeting like I was a community expert, talking about how communities are supposed to be formed. It was fucking, and now it's like I'm not really good at any of that. And I think like you being honest is so important, especially again because you're a figure in this space. Because a lot of people are like, this is my story and I'm sticking with it. I'm gonna keep fucking faking it till I make it. And some people never make it, and they give these bad takes and bad advice. And unfortunately, the space is so ever evolving. There's more new people coming in every day. You can like kind of bait people who don't know really what they're talking about into listening to you, and you're fucking giving out terrible advice. You know what I mean? Like this happens all the time. We see it all the time. And thankfully there are people like you, and there are others now who are speaking out against it. Like, hey, like this isn't right. Or do you really know what you're talking about? But I love that you admitted like we've all gone through these phases, because I certainly have. It sounds like you have as well. And that's okay. It's part of like getting into a new space that's super dynamic and it's evolving, and we're learning ourselves and we're learning about the space. We've also grown. We're growing out of a pandemic era. Like there was a lot that's going on, right? So no, but I appreciate that, man. It's gonna, this memoir that you're talking about, I think it's gonna go a long way, and I think it'll resonate with a lot of people, because just here, I feel that shit, like for real. That's fucking real as fuck.
Hey, I feel it's the imposter syndrome, and it's wanting to be a chameleon in this space and like make everyone happy. And it's one of those things where I've had great people, and I mean, my wife has been the best about like, if she sees me tweet something, being like, that ain't you, like, why you?
I love it.
And then some people I'll initially fight back and I'll be like, nah, you don't understand. You don't understand. You don't do this. You don't understand. And then I'll think about it. I'll be like, nah, I'm trying to fall into the brand too much. Like I can do this villainous character as my ape or whatever, but I can still be me. I'm a nice guy. It's hard for me. I think I got influenced a little bit by some of the people in the space who stay completely anon, and they have like 500,000 followers, and all they do is they tweet this terribly mean stuff and these memes at people 24/7. And I'm like, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be. But it wasn't who I was, right? So I backed off. I've definitely been just who I am. I would say the last 6 months, just genuine guy. I'm still a sarcastic asshole at heart. Never fall away from me, but I definitely have been who I am and try to not be someone I'm not, right? And so I'm proud to display who I am now. I'm not as scared anymore to people know who I am, see my account, and associate it with anything I'm associated with in real life.
Hey, but you shouldn't be scared, bro. You're cool as fuck, dude, in my book. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got the nifty approval. Fucking nice, dude. So, okay. I wanted to touch on that. I also wanted to touch on, again, this is a Magic Eden podcast or Eden Hour.
Sure.
Let's talk about Solana a little bit. When did you start hearing about Solana? And then, kind of what are your thoughts about it? What are your thoughts about the community?
Let's see. I heard about Solana last August or late last fall.
Early as fuck. Okay, nice.
Yeah, last August or early fall. I did nothing with it. Mm-hmm. I think I don't know how it happened, but Solana, there was a certain week where Solana really got in the news. I mean, everyone was harping on it and calling it ETH killer. I mean, there was like 2 weeks in a row. I don't know if it was a little bit of, hey, it paid for us to get us in the news, whatever it was. But I had like heard about Solana, and then 1 week it was all Solana. So I started to research it, realized that the TPS was enormous. There wasn't as much environmental impact. There's and the hash rate and the TPS and all this. That was the big thing that caught my eye was, hey, this is what Ethereum can do. This is what we can do. Yeah. How does ETH stay around? And part of me, when I read that initially, because like I said, I'm pretty easy to convince. I'm getting better at it. I'm trying to research better. I'm good with it with fitness stuff, but with this stuff, sometimes it's easy to convince. Like I said, that knowledge gap is real.
Yeah.
So I would read about it, and I was like, man, is this going to be the ETH killer? Right? So because I got to be a bit of an ETH maxi with apes and having so much success in it. Researched it more. And then the big thing that caught my eye was, people saying, well, they're more, it is more centralized than Ethereum, and Ethereum is more decentralized. So then it became a battle of what matters more. Does it matter that they're a centralized entity, they're a decentralized entity, or does environmental impact and, technicalities of how you process a transaction matter to you? So I think it's a really unique kind of to place them side by side. I think they have different use cases. I think definitely going to go different ways. I think it's cool that they both have NFTs. They definitely have different markets, different people.
Yep.
But it's cool to put them side by side, ignore the price, and say, okay, why do so many more people prefer Ethereum? It's probably financial based because if you look side by side, one is better on a transaction basis.
Right. We were going to talk about how there's more liquidity. We'll do that. He'll be back. Guy's fucking cool. Guy's cool as fuck. I'm not even going to ping him. He's going to come right back. I started my day kind of sleepy, boys. Boys and girls. Women watch my show. Our show. Not my show. Unless. I'm just kidding. I started my day kind of low energy. I have a lot of energy talking to this guy. He's fucking cool, man. Yeah. Shout out Diablo and Sir Gnarly Nomi. They set this up for me. It's just a good dude. Back. Hey, back again. What's up, bro?
Sorry about that. The app
you're good.
Does not like that I'm using Wi-Fi instead of plugging my laptop in. I think that's why I don't like it.
Yeah. This is a heavier bandwidth application too. So it's fine. Yeah, no issues.
So I was talking about comparing Ethereum and Solana side by side and talking about, it's really interesting if you ignore the price, how one, if you look at the technicals on paper, is a lot better than the other one. One, for now, has much less environmental impact, yet we see so much different like levels of volume and how it's being consumed and used. And you just can't get away from the fact that one's worth more. People want to use it more, right? Like that's
like more liquidity.
Level of investing worth more. It must be better. And it's not for me to say because I'm not a blockchain expert. I do say that the most underrated thing in every single cryptocurrency is the level of use and the level of adoption and the level of mainstreamness. I think personally, most of the technicalities almost don't even matter to a degree because it's already so difficult to get a bunch of older investors, older people, politicians on board with it. It's
Correct.
almost what makes it first, not what makes it the best.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
If you get Bitcoin and ETH first, and they're both commodities, and they're the only two recognized by the government, they're always going to be the top dogs. Can
Correct.
Solana come in one point and I'm sure surge and flourish and have a use case? Absolutely. But you just can't underrate the level of adoption because the majority of investors aren't blockchain experts.
Correct. No.
How much they want to say,
Mm-hmm.
even I'm not a blockchain expert.
Nice.
No matter how much 6 months ago I probably tried to think I was.
No, same, man. And like you said, I mean, I think there is a opportunity for both chains to exist in this space, both chains to do well in this space. If you are a trader worth your salt, you're already in both, right? Like as you are, as a lot of people are. I was ETH maxi as well for a long time, and there's money to be made on Solana. There's money to be made in the Solana ecosystem. I mean, if you're not looking at Solana NFTs, you're not looking at the Solana ecosystem, you're not a great trader. And it's fine, I'm not either. But I mean, come on, guys, there's opportunity here, right? So being a maxi, it's probably just not good for anybody's financial situation, right? There's a lot going on, and fucking roll with the tides, man. So yeah, but again, I think there's an opportunity for both spaces to be very successful. I think there's an opportunity for a lot of crossover in the space as well. And so like, I guess like, your, I guess when you dived into the community aspect, when you're seeing more of the Solana Twitter folks pop up, I'm sure you're seeing that more and more as you dive into it. How do you feel about the community? Because you touched on this, the traders are different. I mean, they're different people. So I'm kind of curious as your thoughts. Do you think they're a bit younger? Do you think they're a bit more naive or newer to the space? Because I've definitely seen that. In fact, I know a lot of like high school kids who are trading Solana, which again, on Ethereum, it's tough just based on the price point, based on the gas fees.
I mean, that's it right there. I mean, yeah, I think they're younger. I think they're less experienced. And that's not to knock them at all. Because
no, exactly. Yeah, when I say naive, I just mean young, newer.
It's just an easier barrier to jump. I mean, just based on cost alone, right? Like you can, I don't know the price of Solana right now, but I know it's a hell of a lot cheaper than ETH, right?
Like
and then,
$41. So.
Yeah, so you see an NFT that's 5 Solana, 2, 3 Sol, whatever it is. You're talking about a couple $100. That's what we were talking about for a lot of ETH trades back when we, last summer when we were in this bull run of cheap mints, ETH at $1,800.
Right.
Let's ride the wave. Let's do it.
Right.
So that opens opportunity for a lot of younger people, for a lot of innovative traders and things like that. So, and you see that on their Twitter, right? It really, really reminds me of the early BAYC days when you entered when ETH wasn't that expensive. It was a relatively cheap mint if you compare the dollar value of what it is now.
Right.
Most people would call $300 or $400 for a monkey internet picture high regardless.
Yeah.
I understand that as well. But you see that with Solana now, where a lot of these new projects, it's definitely people with lower amounts of capital to deploy. And there's nothing wrong with that because
no, not at all.
People who kind of have a chip on their shoulder, they want to be innovative. They have to be innovative to thrive. And it's a good thing for any cryptocurrency to kind of see that bubble forming so that they can flourish more.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree with everything you're saying. And I think it's exciting. I think the next 6 months, we're going to see a lot of some of these younger, newer traders kind of move into Ethereum. And then a lot of these more seasoned traders who maybe understand blockchain a little bit better or want to build something more technology based, right? Where Solana is a little bit better for that as far as the transaction speeds and all the other blockchain mumbo jumbo. There's going to be a lot of cool crossover. So again, when this episode comes out, hopefully Ethereum is tradable on Magic Eden, and we're going to be facilitating a lot of that crossover. So these next 6 months are going to be super exciting, and I'm glad we have folks like you from ETH coming over and checking us out.
Hey, I think you guys have been the most well-branded just protocol application in Solana to begin with, because when people say Magic Eden, I 100% know it's the #1 marketplace in Solana. Like it's the first thing that clicks in my head. I don't even know if I can tell you what the #1 wallet is on Solana, because I don't, like I said, I'm really not into Solana a lot. So but I can tell you what Magic Eden is. So that just should tell you how quickly I feel like you guys have been able to market and kind of like become a name holder in the community.
Yeah, man. No. I think again, we owe it. We owe a lot of it to the community as well. Like, we were very well received, and then obviously, like, the way ME hires is something that doesn't get talked about enough. But like, I'm a DGen. Like, all my coworkers are DGens. Like, they really hired from within the space, which I think went a long way, right? Because we really resonated with the space and the community and the Solana ecosystem, and we ourselves were traders and we're into and the art and whatever, right? So like, I think that goes a long way, and I think there are other marketplaces and other entities in this space who kind of hired outside of maybe from Silicon Valley, big tech, whatever, and I think that's why maybe they don't resonate as well with the community. So we love you guys, we love the community. Is there anything that you're looking at in particular? I have to ask, any projects that have caught your eye yet, or are you still kind of browsing Magic Eden?
Let's see. I mean,
I'm putting you on the spot, by the way. My bad, bro.
No. The Solana monkey business. I mean, by
SMB,
far, to me,
I fucking want one, dude.
It's like Solana, right? Like, that's, when I think about it, that's the one that I will equate to ultimately punks at some point.
Sure.
Everyone's going to refer back to that one day as kind of the project that became popular and everyone can recall. The gods.
Are sick, bro.
I wasn't a fan. Didn't really dig the art at first. I think because I was zoned into the Bored Ape art a little bit. So I kind of had that concentrated eye and couldn't back out. But the more I listened to Frankie talk,
he's
more
fucking sick. Fucking shout outs, Frank.
Just honest. I listened to him talk. I think it was kind of on like a diversity spaces, and that dude is just the most honest. Like, I don't know, he just has really good heart and he seems like he has really good morals. So then the project became a lot more appealing to me. I definitely saw some Solana influencers who I thought were like shitheads and kind of annoyed me a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
So then I got a bad taste in my mouth about it. But I mean, shout out to Frankie. I mean, we don't
Frank's
know.
a fucking G.
Yeah, he's a really cool dude from what I've heard. And so I would say those are two projects that interest me a lot.
Nice, dude. Okay, yeah, very good. Yeah, I have to echo your sentiment as well. Those are both projects I don't hold, unfortunately. I was gonna mint a Day God, but I didn't get a chance to. Something went wrong with their mint. It's fine. We've forgiven you, sort of. I'm not there yet all the way, but no, I didn't get a chance, and then I was waiting to mint and didn't get a chance. But anyway, that's fine. SMB, I agree. I think there could be a little bit of a competition, right, in people's minds. Like, what do we liken to the punks on Ethereum? And there's probably a few contenders, but I think you're right. I think it is SMB. And I'm a little biased as well. I've been to a few of their IRL events. All their holders are very warm and kind and intelligent, right? Which is like I have a drag, which is way more degen energy and it's fun, and I love that as well. Right. But like, there's this like very like intelligent, like very like thought out energy that I get from a lot of these SMB holders, which I appreciate as well. There's a lot of crossover, don't get me wrong. But yeah, no, it's cool. Hopefully, someday, I never want you to change your PFP, but I would love if someday you're showing off at SMB or a Day God, as you dive into the Solana space.
I said if someone can sit me down and give me a good spiel, like I said, I'm not hard to convince.
Dude, we'll link you with Frank, dude. He'll give you that.
I'll download a Solana wallet. I'll try it out because I've definitely gotten out of the maxi mindset. I'll never buy Bitcoin. I'm sorry to all the people. I think the Bitcoin maxis on Twitter that are like, no offense, and this isn't ageism, but like 50 or 60, and they're like, it's the only thing they refuse to like just harp on. The laser eyes and the orange pics and the hashtags and the, eats a security chance. Like, oh my God, it drives me up a wall. So I call it orange coin. I wouldn't even call it Bitcoin. I respect it. I understand it, but I just
No, yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah, I'm the same way. It like you said, sometimes it's about who's first and who got some of that adoption in those eyes. It's BTC, but there's other stuff out there. Obviously, we're into that other stuff. So
I need to know what wallet to download too. So please message me or let me know.
Sure. It's Phantom. You can even list your NFTs directly on Magic Eden with Phantom. Little plug for ME there. That was a cool partnership that we worked out. But yeah, no, Phantom wallet is the biggest wallet on Solana. There's other good ones as well. But if you're getting started, get yourself a Phantom wallet.
I'm pretty much a mainstream guy. I mean, I'm a MetaMask type of guy.
Same. Same.
I mean, let's wait a second, see if the bots come in to the recording.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are they at? And I have a ledger as well.
Sadly, that's the worst part about MetaMask, but I like simplicity. I like UX functionality. I like that when I go somewhere, if you're going to create a product, MetaMask is the first wallet you're going to make an availability for. You know, I like features and all that, but I like mainstream adoption better for almost anything.
Same. Yeah. And you're describing Phantom on Solana. So yeah, check out Phantom Wallet. Well, nice, dude. We are way over time, which is awesome. It just speaks to how fun this conversation is. I think we're trying to keep like these pods to like 30 to 45 minutes, just because viewership after that time kind of drops off, right? Attention spans. I'm sure you'll touch on this.
Yeah, I don't. My attention span's limited.
Same. Yeah. Health and wellness, man. We got a lot going on. So, you know, people's attention spans are short. But no, dude, it was a fun conversation. I feel like I wanted to get to more, didn't get a chance. So would love to bring you on, maybe post integration with Ethereum. Love to have you back on, bro.
Yeah, I'm down for whatever. Like I said, maybe next time I'll have my basement finished and I'll have a nice little setup. So
let's go. Nice, dude. Well, fuck, dude. Thank you for coming on. And again, we'll talk to you again soon.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good day.
You too, brother. Oh, he left. No, this is when I end the recording. I like to chit chat a little bit afterwards. Fuck. Well.